Moving on to Kevin Durant now. After just 3 seasons with the Warriors, Joe Lacob announced that as long as he's running the team, nobody will wear KD's number 35 jersey, even though number 35 is no longer on the team. And why is that exactly? According to reports, Kevin Durant had grown weary of perpetual drama in Golden State, both on and off the court, ultimately taking his talents to Brooklyn. Nick, did the Warriors take KD for granted?
No, and this story annoys me a bit because when Kevin Durant is tired of the perpetual drama, someone has to have some introspection and recognize he was the source of an enormous amount of that drama. I understand he did not cause Draymond Green to curse at him and yell at him and call him out his name, but the Warriors took swift action there, if you remember. They suspended Draymond. They did everything they could to wrap their arms around Kevin Durant. Now, he has serious cause for anger and distrust based on what happened with his injury, whether it was misdiagnosed the way Iggy's was, whether he was pressured to get back on the court, all of that. But this idea that there was too much drama, Kevin Durant was the source of so much of that drama. And Howard Beck reported in a really good article on Bleacher Report what finally someone actually put a pin in what so many of us had heard, which is KD and Kyrie started talking about playing together a full year ago, before the season even started. And for KD to do that and then to get so upset that everyone is talking about his free agency, which then leads to the drama, which then is the excuse for his exit. KD left because, as some of the Golden State reporters have put it better than I could, he's a seeker. He's someone who's looking for what's next, looking for more. And there's nothing wrong with that. But let's not pin it on, oh, this drama-filled organization. That is, he didn't sign with the Pittsburgh Steelers. He signed with a team that had won championships, that had a culture. He didn't feel stability, it seemed, the Golden State Warriors. He didn't feel fully appreciated by the fans, which has nothing to do about the fans. The fans were always going to give most favored nation status to Steph Curry. And by the media, he could have done a better job in cultivating his image with the media. He didn't want to. That is not on Golden State. I've been highly critical of Golden State for a number of things, but there was nothing they could have done to keep Kevin Durant. He thought about leaving a year ago. We all knew he was going to leave this year. They offered him a full max, even though he has a torn Achilles. So I don't buy the drama part of this, C.
No, I don't believe the drama. When they came together, there was already a baked-in prenup. We're going to get married, but we're going to get divorced. Like, Kevin Durant is not born of the Golden State system, and he doesn't have the personality that now that he reached what he thought he was going to reach, being a champion and being an MVP of the finals, I don't think Kevin Durant got some of the things that he thought he was just going to automatically, and that was best basketball player in the world, and maybe some more respect that would camouflage him from some of the criticism that superstars get. But that didn't happen. Kevin Durant was always going to leave Golden State. It was always going to be what's going to be the next team, because he'll never be to Golden State what Steph Curry was. Klay Thompson, he'll never be. You can't expect, like, for these guys to get drafted, to go through troubling times, go through a different coach. Are we going to extend him? Man, is he going to be a player? They develop in the All-Stars. Best backcourt we've ever seen. And to think that you're going to be on the same footing where they won a championship before you got there. If they hadn't won, if they had gotten upset twice, and then KD comes there, wins, gets them over the hump, yeah, but no, this was always going to be a situation where Kevin Durant was going to have to leave, and now it's just a matter of what kind of excuse are we going to make? And for me, I don't believe you have to make an excuse. For Kevin Durant's legacy, he's got to go somewhere else. For his legacy off the court, building what he wants to build, he's got to be able to go somewhere else like New York.
But they also changed their style of play when Kevin Durant got there. From a pass-happy team to a team and a system that would fit Kevin Durant. I lived through all the New York City Yankees stuff when, you know, Derek Jeter was the guy, and then Alex Rodriguez came in and felt like he wasn't completely embraced by the New York City, because they won championships with Derek Jeter. It's the same thing. Is there anything else the Warriors you think could have done differently?
Well, I don't think the Warriors could have done anything different. But also, if you speak to the overall sports character, the stability in those two stars you mentioned, there is a hell of a difference between Derek Jeter and what he does on a daily basis today compared to A-Rod. And there will be a distinction between Steph Curry, what he's doing, what his brand is, that family. Man, yeah, he's got a mob of people, but you know something?
Point C. Marcus Thompson, who literally wrote a book on Kevin Durant, wrote an article, kind of a postmortem of what happened. And he said for Kevin Durant, it was about friendship. And not that Steph and he weren't friends, but that when Kevin Durant got to Golden State, Steph was in a position not that dissimilar to the way I'm not great about making new friends. Because I'm married with kids and I work really hard. And so I just don't have a ton of time. One of the reasons Cris and I were able to become so close when we did in LA was I was in LA by myself. I wasn't there with I think about this sometimes, that if my family had come with me to LA, would you and I have spent so much time together, got to know each other as well? Kevin Durant was looking for that. Marcus Thompson writes this, he knows him very well. Steph has a circle. Steph's circle is, to C's point, it's related to him. It's family. It's a few people that work for him and blood relatives and people that he's been around his whole life, which is totally understandable. What Kevin Durant found in Kyrie Irving is someone in the same place of life, someone that's also looking for new things, that is falling down rabbit holes on the internet, that they have so many similarities. And for Kevin Durant, that it was, he wanted to find that, according to Marcus Thompson, that connection in Golden State. Who's he going to find it with? Clay's doing his own thing. Draymond is a new father as well, and he and KD weren't never on the exact same page. Steph is a married family man doing his own business things. So he ends up hanging out with Quinn Cook. He ends up hanging out with the young guys, and that's not who he is either. And so that is where, in Kyrie Irving, he found a guy who is under similar scrutiny, who is in a similar place in life, who they can relate to. And that is totally understandable and totally reasonable. No one, I think, begrudges him that, but that's something Golden State could never provide for him. The other thing, see, that was in these articles that we pointed out at the time and laughed about, but I think it speaks to the fact that multiple people brought it up, about the sensitivity that Golden State had to be over with Kevin Durant. 3 different articles I read mentioned the joke Bob Myers made at the parade last year. Do you remember that, about Steph Curry got his contract because he's earned it, he's been here the whole time, we don't know if KD's going to get that? That really bothered Kevin Durant.
It should have.
And if that's going to, but that shows you where his head was at, even coming off back-to-back finals MVPs. The GM makes an offhanded joke and it sticks with him for a year.
Yep, Kevin Durant, I mean, Kevin is a different guy. That doesn't make him better or worse than some of the other stars. But the legacy that Kevin Durant wants to have on and off the basketball court, it could have never been done in Golden State. Kevin Durant did, and I'm happy for him. He did what was right for him. What was like, he wanted to go someplace, big city, establish his own franchise, and he has that in Brooklyn. Even though Kyrie Irving is his buddy, his teammate, and he's going to run with him, but that's Kevin Durant's team.
All right, KD, moving on. Coming up, can KD's new teammate, Kyrie, carry the Nets
man, you're in the town.
in year 1, even if KD is sidelined? That's next on First Things First.